Hey guys, GamerZach here and welcome to my top 10 PC survival games to watch in 2016. Now, survival games test your ability to beat the odds with wit, creativity, and sheer determination. Well, it's time you select which world to survive in and face what natural or unnatural challenges they have in store. First up, we have Goliath by Whalebox Studio. This one stands out from the typical survival game, not only by being cel-shaded, but also by being about giant mechs. You find yourself in a mysterious land among the remnants of 100 dead civilizations, building your own Goliaths and fortresses made from wood to metal, or more unique materials that you scavenge for. Choose a faction to support and play single-player, co-op, or competitive multiplayer. Generally, it looks like Don't Starve with mechs. The bad news is that the devs tried Kickstarter, but it didn't get enough attention. Development continues, however, and they still plan for a winter 2016 release with early access starting in Q1. Whether the early access money can lead them to a complete game is another question, though. Next, we have The Flame in the Flood by the Molasses Flood. All we are is what we leave behind. In this roguelike survival river journey, you explore the backwaters of a post-societal America, forage, craft, and evade predators as you make your way down the waterway with your only companion, a dog who can fetch supplies and sense danger. You'll need to pay attention to basic needs such as energy, thirst, and warmth, or risk sickness and death. Weather plays a big part, and you endeavor to try and stay ahead of the coming rains. From what we've seen, gameplay looks engaging and the music alone has blown people away. This one's definitely one to watch. Then we have Overland by Finji. Here we have an isometric survival tactics game with a minimal aesthetic from the creators of Cannibalt, that endless running game. Here you guide an ever-changing group of survivors as you scavenge for supplies to keep moving and to fend off strange, sound-sensitive creatures in a post-apocalyptic North America. Difficult choices are what the game comes down to. Who do you let into your car? Should you use up your fuel to go down that detour? The game is sort of a combination between Oregon Trail and XCOM, and looks like a lot of fun if they can make it deep enough. Next up, we have Scrap Mechanic by Axolot Games. This one's kind of like Besiege plus Minecraft, as you can play by yourself or in multiplayer to construct mechanisms and contraptions that help you survive. Structures and vehicles can be built and you'll have access to engines, thrusters, and lifts. The plan is to go into early access on Steam in January 2016. The game looks like a lot of fun, but I'm always cautious with early access titles. Just be sure you know what you're getting into before buying into it. And then we have Ark Survival Evolved by Studio Wildcard, Instinct Games, Effecto Studios, and Virtual Basement. Surviving in a world of dinosaurs, hunt, harvest, craft, and tame dinos for your tribe. It looks gorgeous and has a lot of potential, and Ark has been in early access for a number of months, receiving mostly positive reviews on Steam. It has its share of negatives, however. Many consider the game still unplayable and worry that it'll never have enough depth. There are a lot of reports of cheating and hacking too. Current schedule for release is mid-2016, so we'll have to wait and see to see if it can turn out to be a complete game over the coming year. And next we've got Savage Lands by Signal Studios and Digital DNA Games. The similar looking logo initially made me think that this was something to do with Savage the Battle for New Earth, but this is actually an open world fantasy survival with dragons. The fantasy setting is what makes this one unique, as you need to survive the elements while wild animals, monsters, and undead try to kill you. It has the expected building of shelters and crafting of items, but in its current state, gameplay can get stale after a while, as development can be somewhat slow at times, and it lacks content. It's in early access on Steam, so you can get a good look at it before investing any time or money. Then we have Stranded Deep by Beam Team Games. You are a survivor of a plane crash, leaving you stranded, having to survive on a remote island. The game features a procedurally generated world, physics-based crafting and building, and survival mechanics of hunger, thirst, and health. It's been in early access since early 2015, and was intended to be complete within a year, but sporadic updates means there's still a lot left to be desired. It has received very positive reviews on Steam so far, but negative ones cite a lack of content and do note that this is a single-player game. The game could turn out great, but it still has a ways to go. Next up we have Subnautica by Unknown Worlds Entertainment. Taking survival to a deeper level, this one goes further underwater on an alien world. The depths are populated by fascinating and deadly flora and fauna as you explore caverns, pilot submarines, and transform terrain while trying to survive. Another one that's been in early access, and that's taking longer to complete than initially anticipated. The developers say there's only a couple hours worth of content right now at the end of 2015, and it's a single-player game. Its sci-fi waterworld approach is enough to set it apart, but we'll have to wait and see if it can become more compelling gameplay-wise. And next we've got Empyrean Galactic Survival by Elion Game Studios. Here we have a 3D open-world survival set in space. Fly across lands, travel to new planets, and build what you need as you try to survive a hostile galaxy filled with unknown dangers. Build bases, plant food, alter terrain, and craft equipment. Each planet is meant to be different while food and oxygen are rare. The game is also single and multiplayer. Now, when it comes to these open-world sandbox survival games, we've now seen a lot. But if this one's intriguing you, check out more footage so you'll know exactly what you're getting into. Finally, there's We Happy Few by Compulsion Games. Set in a dystopian, a utopian alternate reality, you live in a drug-fueled retro-futuristic England. The whole concept is to hide in plain sight, walk around, smile and greet everyone, and don't break any rules and no one would notice a thing. Unfortunately, without breaking the rules, you'll probably starve. You can of course take a joy pill, but you'll probably overdose before long. When you die, which should be a lot, a new city would be randomly generated for you to explore, making it a bit of a roguelike. The concept is fascinating and it's filled with personality. If gameplay lives up to the idea of it, this could be an iconic one. Now, most of these games should be releasing in 2016, but either way you should keep an eye on developments to see if these games will survive their hostile environments or succumb to the rule of extinction. And to wrap up, here's something I'd like to know. Open world survival can become mundane or repetitive real fast. So what keeps you going in your favorite survival game? Alright, that wraps up my top 10 PC survival games to watch in 2016. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, drop me a like or share it with your friends. The support is always appreciated. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.